platforms such as Make My Trip, Booking.com, Ease My Trip, or any other platform for that matter, which is well known and trusted among the people, locally and internationally. Now, by cloning these websites, they practically look alike. The moment you put in your credentials is where they get all your details. Number one. Number two, a lot of times, even if you get the receipt, you pay the money, you get the receipt, but in reality, those places have never been existing, or even if they exist, they are just the clone of those places. Like, for example, there would be independent places where I would say that, okay, this is an amazing spot. They would create that listing on those websites, but those listings never existed. Number two. Number three, there has been also seen that India being one of the places when it comes to pilgrimage and tourism, when it comes to these sites, the helicopter are scarcity when it comes to places like Kedarnath and those areas to reach, and people want a convenience over anything, and that's where people are taking benefit of that as well. While they're cloning the websites, they're taking the bookings. There are travel agents who have make their own websites or their listings on Google, and that's where people would book it, and when they reach that place, there is nothing. At times you get the receipt, at times you don't get the receipt, at times those places exist, at times there is nothing like that is existing, making use of AI, and it looks absolutely how it is, and getting those fake people are putting their comments onto it that this was one of the best places we have stayed and everything. So that reliability
So they're also faking reviews, is what you're telling us.
Reviews, absolutely. Thank you so much. So reviews are also being faked upon. So one has to be very cautious nowadays, because these scamsters have become very smart, from cloning websites to creating new websites. It has been said that from last 1 year.
But how is it going unchecked? Because if at all people are falling prey to these fake websites, so they're pretending to be a well-renowned chain of hotels or a fancy villa in a place like Goa or Kerala, but they're managing to dupe people by creating this fake website, having them book on this website, and their money is gone in a click's distance, right? In a click's moment. How is this going unchecked, Khushbu?
It's not going unchecked. Practically what happens is these criminals are very smart. It takes only approximately $50 to create a new app and get yourself registered, or to create databases already there with them. All they have to do is create again and again. Like, for example, if something is caught today, you and me report, and after it's reported, it is being taken down either by the app stores or the platform, or the Indian government blocks those URL in the Indian jurisdiction. After that, they create one more, then they create another one. So even places like, for example, a famous app like a Booking.com or a Make My Trip, or a hotel chain which is very famous like Marriott or Taj or anything for that matter, even if they check, every day they come up with new websites, new booking places, new search engines where they say that we're going to do it, and they give you a price which is lesser than what is being shown, or it gives you better deals, it gives you better offers when it comes to breakfast, it gives you better offers when it comes to other things. So it's not getting unchecked practically, but every day thousands of new websites, new URLs, new links, new things are being created by these fraudsters, and they keep coming in. So the volume and the continuity is so high by the criminals that now we as government, we as law enforcement agencies, we as platforms have to come together and do a real-time patrolling. Continuous real-time patrolling has to be done, which is need of the hour, and sharing of this information seamlessly, not just at the national level, but at the international level, among all these things, among the platform, among the internet service providers, among the law enforcement agencies and others, so that together the whole world can fight against these cyber criminals. And I think there are some apps, if I take some more time of yours to just understand this part, WHOIS. Remember this, WHOIS. This is nothing but a place where you can go and check the credentials of any app, which is any website or app which is registered. Now, how do you check the website details? It will tell you who has got this domain, who's the owner of it, what are the details of those people, and apart from that, when it was bought. So a lot of times when I create an app, let's say there is a very credible resource or a website, now there is a fake website. That credibility of that website is it's existing from 10 years. They will not register an app or a website which is 10 days
Yeah.
before, 2 days before, or 20 days before. So check when it was registered. It is very important. WHOIS. Apart from this, I think Ministry of Home Affairs has also got something called as cybercrime.gov.in. There is a specific portion on that cybercrime.gov.in which is called as suspect. Check suspect. So when you click on that, that specific button, you can check mobile numbers, UPI IDs, you can check bank account details, you can check websites, you can put in app details and check if it has already been reported by somebody and it is a suspect. The moment it comes as a suspect, be little cautious, take a step back. Something like that has been done with governments, and yes, you can keep that in the real tap and don't fall prey.
So I hope people are making notes already this morning, and these two names have already been noted. People are going to keep in mind when they're planning their next holiday. And in case you forget this, do remember there's always an option to reach out to the hotel where you're making a booking. Cross-check with them whether or not this is authentic or they're falling for some sort of a digital scam. Khushbu will come back to you in just a bit. And what else can tourists do if they're being frauded and they're completely unaware? But Dr. Muktesh Chandar, former DGP Goa, is through with us now. Good morning, Dr. Chandar. Dr. Chandar, who better than you to tell us why we're looking at this hike in numbers? So in Goa, for instance, and I was just going through some reports, from 2021 to 2025, we've seen a 5-time increase in how foreigners are digitally being frauded. What explains this pattern? Of course, increased digitalization is number one. But what else do you make of this growing trend?
See, first of all, we have to understand the psychology behind these cyber crimes related to travel, tourism and visa industry. Something which is too good to be true isn't true. That is what is the first fundamental principle. As Khushbu was telling, there are hundreds of websites. Even who she's mentioning is not of help, because most of the times the information behind these is hidden. So who will not reveal any detail about it. And these websites come up every day. So what we are supposed to do is, for example, I'll give you one, SastaSafar.com.
Okay.
This website is still up. Everybody will go and believe Sasta Safar, bada acha safar hai, Sasta Safar hai. But there are several alleged complaints about this website. It is still up. Its location is supposed to be in Delhi. And non-existing hotels, non-existing flight tickets, non-existing confirmations are provided. And after that, you keep on hanging for the refund. So instead of, you rely on your basic instincts. If it is too good to be true, it is not true. Go on the trusted websites of hotels directly, or on the flight ticket booking intermediaries to book your ticket. Any XYZ website offering you cheap tickets or last minute deals is definitely not good. About Goa, if I'm talking about, Goa is used as a destination to fraud. Not necessarily the frauds that are happening in Goa. Yes, a lot of foreigners come to Goa. The local population is 15 lakhs, whereas more than 70-80 lakh tourists come. So frauds are bound to happen, but the place does not matter. Any tourist place will be attracted. The person doing it may be sitting at any part of the country or even abroad. The second point is, look at the payment gateway. Where are you paying? When you are trying to pay, the UPI ID or any bank account will be of somebody else, not of the hotel, not of that place. And of course, reviews can be faked. Everything on internet can be faked. If you search Sasta Safar, cheap tickets, this website, SastaSafar.com, will come up on the first, because it is sponsored. The Google listings, do not believe them at all unless you are familiar with a place or something. I have seen a lot of people walking in famous hotels in Goa saying that we have got a confirmed booking, but when they go there, they find that either the hotel is non-existent or the booking does not exist.
But Dr. Muktesh, that's not the only challenge. That's one big part of how these scams are unfolding. But there's small little details that need to be tracked very carefully. For instance, fake QR codes. Now, how do you go about identifying that? Not just that, there are people who are creating fake IDs on social media, they're pretending to be either bloggers or tourist guides, and people are falling in that trap too. So there are so many ways these fraudsters are being able to dupe people.
Yes, you're right. UPI ID right now in the government of India's new direction, when you pay a UPI, the bank account and the name associated with will has to be compulsorily displayed. So try paying 1 rupee and see where has it gone. Who is the recipient? Is it the hotel or is it some XYZ bank account?
What about street vendors? Because now everybody has their UPI or GPay, in their hands, and that's the only mode of payment that people are aware of. Gone are those days that people are keeping cash with them, especially foreign tourists.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the point is, how do you distinguish between a genuine website, which is, digitally very easy to book, and a fraudulent website? That is where these tips are very necessary. Too good to be true is not true. Which URL you are finding? Is it a very new one recently? And the simplest answer I can give right now is those who use AI. Go to ChatGPT or Grok and ask, are there complaints against this website? Now, for
Lovely
example, try
suggestion.
this. For all the viewers, I'm saying, try sastasafar.com and ask Grok. Is it a reliable website? And then the Grok will give you hundreds of complaints about this website. And I'm sorry, it is still up. The location is in Delhi, somewhere in South Delhi. That may not be true. The phone numbers are not true. So today the problem is that a SIM card or a WhatsApp number and a bank account is easy to be obtained using fraudulent means. And then the money gone in them cannot be traced.
And the money doesn't
easily
come back. That's the
believe
hardest
social
pill to
media.
swallow. That's the hardest pill to swallow. Dr.
Instagram.
Mukesh, I'll come back to you in just a bit. We want to leave our audiences with a quick tip. So anyone planning a vacation, Khushbu, tell us what they should keep in mind. What steps should they take immediately after they've been victim to a digital scam or a cyber scam in a foreign location?
Okay. First, verify the legitimacy of the website before making any payments. Use official portals or well-known trusted travel agencies for booking. Checking URL again. There can be, like for example, simple Google.
But if the mistake has happened, Khushbu, if the money is gone, what are the first few steps you need to take? How do you take this to the law enforcement agencies and ensure justice comes your way?
Okay. First and foremost, wherever money is involved when it comes to cybercrime, 1930. I'll repeat again, 1930 is the number that you have to keep in mind. Call that number 1930, block all those, give details of the transaction details when it happened, and make sure that you register a complaint over there. Now, what 1930 does is, till 6 to 7 layer, it tries to locate your money that has traveled and try to block that. Like for example, if I have transferred a money in the account of X, from X it has gone to Y to Z, it will try to see that entire chain and try to block your money. So at least money part is taken care. Immediately at the same time, try to call your bank or UPI, wherever the payment gateway or the bank from where you have done the transaction. If it's credit card, one of the best things to do when you're doing international payments, use credit card. Call the bank and try to block it. There are a lot of provisions where credit card, the transfer has yet not happened. It takes some time.
Yeah.
You can block the transactions, or else even if you report it within timeline, they take care of that part. So calling your bank accounts and blocking it. The third that you can go is go to cybercrime.gov.in, register a complaint. You will get a complaint number. That complaint number is the one which you can even utilize it in 1930. Now, after all these things, if you are located in your place, go to nearest cyber police station or any police station for that matter and register a complaint. That's the next.
And what evidence should you have in order to ensure that your case is solid?
Take a screenshot of everything. Like for example, if you have gone on a platform like Facebook or Instagram, and from there you have got some link and then you have done the payment, or you have seen some influencer putting something and asked you, keep screenshots of the start till end, everything that has happened. Even your transaction details ka take the screenshot. Which account have you transferred? Take the screenshot. Take apart from screenshot, click on that URL and take that entire URL and copy paste it. Keep it with you. have these things ready as an evidence, then not more than a 1 or a 2 paragraph of entire thing that has happened, from where you went, you got this information, where you clicked, where you transferred the money, what exactly happened. Even if the money is not transferred, try to report those suspect accounts so that repository is being maintained and others do not get fall prey.
Yeah.
So be very cautious about the part that it can be no money, it can be 10 rupees, it can be 40 rupees.
And don't trick yourself into this whole ease of digital payments. Be very careful. Watch out for the signs. Double check no matter what. Thank you so much, Khushbu. Thank you, Dr. Muktesh, for joining us this morning, decoding this brilliant story for us, because important that we spread awareness around issues that need to be addressed and are the need of the hour. Heading into a very quick break. With that coming up next, we shift our focus to our person of interest joining us this morning, a musical powerhouse, a one-man band, and the sound behind some of your favorite Bollywood tracks. We'll be joined by Raghav Sachar in just a few minutes.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
So with just 24 hours left to file nominations for Phase 1 of Bihar Assembly elections, the BJP has surged ahead, releasing its third and final list of 18 candidates, including singer Maithili Thakur from Alinagar and former IPS officer Anand Mishra from Buxar. Meanwhile, the Mahagathbandhan alliance remains in disarray, with Congress fielding 11 candidates without a formal seat-sharing deal. At least 2 names on the Congress list for Rajapakar and Bachwara seats reportedly clashed with candidates declared by CPIML, which is in alliance with the opposition in Bihar. However, Home Minister Amit Shah is set for a 3-day visit from October 16th, where he'll address nomination rallies and strategize with BJP leaders. Meanwhile, tensions flared within Congress as workers clashed at the Patna airport, accusing the state chief of being a ticket chore.
बिहार की एनडीए सरकार ने हाल में जो महिला रोजगार योजना शुरू की है, उससे बहनें बहुत खुश हैं। बिहार की 1 करोड़ 20 लाख बहनों के खाते में हर एक बहन को 10,000 रुपए भेजे जा चुके हैं। आप इन बहनों से मिलिए, आप इन बहनों को ये जरूर बताइए कि ये पैसा सिर्फ एक बार की मदद नहीं है, ये नया रोजगार करने का प्रोत्साहन है। और अब ये पैसों के मालिक वही है। आप उन्हें बताइए कि इस पैसे से वो जो काम शुरू करेगी, उसे आगे बढ़ाने के लिए और उस काम को देख करके हम और भी मदद करने वाले हैं।
लगातार 2 बार से राघोपुर की जनता जो है हम पर भरोसा की है, और जनता जो है मालिक है, और ये तीसरी बार जो है हमने नामांकन जो है राघोपुर से की है। बेरोजगारी को जड़ से हमको मिटाना है, बिहार को आगे ले जाना है। लोग त्रस्त हो चुके हैं भ्रष्टाचार से, अपराध से। अब बिहार जो है अपराध मुक्त, भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त प्रदेश बनना चाहता है।
देखिए, महागठबंधन में शामिल दलों के बीच हो गई है गहरी यारी। अब राज तिलक की हो रही है तैयारी। बनेंगे मुख्यमंत्री तेजस्वी भाई। यही है पढ़ाई, कमाई, दवाई, सिंचाई, सुनवाई, कार्रवाई देने वाली सरकार के लिए तेजस्वी जी की लड़ाई। ये सब जो बातें हो रही है, कहीं कोई महागठबंधन में किसी भी दल ने ये नहीं कहा है कि नहीं हुई है। सबके बीच में सौहार्दपूर्ण तरीके से सम्मानपूर्वक सीटों का समझौता हो चुका है।
दिल्ली जा रही है एनडीए जो कुछ भी अभी तय कर रहा है उसके संबंध में विमर्श का कुछ मुद्दा बाकी है। इसी विषय पर बात करने के लिए दिल्ली जा रहे हैं और सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, इस उम्मीद के साथ, इस विश्वास के साथ जा रहे हैं।
Is Nitish Kumar's rupees 10 lakh woman scheme a game changer? In several Bihar villages, women voters offer a mixed verdict. Some use the government assistance to buy cows, goats or sewing machines to start tailoring shops. Others stocked essentials for small kirana stores. While a few express gratitude, many say Nitish Kumar's promises haven't gone beyond cash transfers. Madhuparna Das brings you this ground report from Bihar. Have a look.
Our dignity and our choice. With little support and trust, we seek our right. This is the chorus from the women voters in Bihar. We are standing in Bihar's Bakhtiarpur, where the current cash transfer scheme has reached many of them. But the question on ground, are these women still Nitish Kumar's constituency? Is the money changing lives or it's just making headlines? अनिता दीदी, आपको पैसा मिला है अभी तक?
हाँ।
कितना
के लिए 10,000।
कितना पैसा मिला है?
10,000।
और कब मिला?
हो गया 2-4 दिन।
10,000 मिला है। और इस पैसे से आपने अभी तक क्या किया और क्या करने का सोच रहे हैं?
रोजगार करते हैं, दुकान खोले।
आपको मिला है पैसा?
नहीं मिला है।
आपको अभी तक पैसा नहीं मिला है, तो कुछ लोगों को तो मिला है, गांव में तो जरूर मिलेगा। तो कुछ सोचे हैं क्या करेंगे पैसे से?
बिजनेस करेंगे।
बिजनेस करेंगे? क्या बिजनेस करेंगे?
बकरी पालन करेंगे, दुकान खोलेंगे परचून के।
जो भी सुविधाएं आप लोगों को चाहिए था वो सब मिला है?
सुविधा तो बहुत मिला है।
क्या क्या सुविधा मिला है?
सुविधा रोड मिला है, जकरा घर न है सकरा घर दिया है। अब क्या सुविधा होगा?
Currently, we are at Khusrupur village. We are just traveling to see the impact of this cash transfer. What kind of impact this is having on the lives of the women voters? Have they got what they had voted for 5 years back?
Well, this Diwali, let's celebrate the Festival of Lights with the vibrant tunes of Raghav Sachar. He's a maestro who lights up the music world with his incredible talent. Known for his magical blend of Indian classical melodies and contemporary beats, Raghav is a multi-instrumentalist who plays over 30 instruments, all with ease. His soulful compositions and energetic performances bring joy, just like the sparkling diyas and colourful rangoli of Diwali. Whether it's Bollywood hits, his own albums, Raghav's music is the perfect soundtrack to your festive celebration. So straight up, without wasting any time, going across to Raghav, who joins us on the Breakfast Club. Hi, how are you doing, Raghav?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let's start with a little bit of Diwali greetings. Will that be okay? How do you want to wish our viewers?
You know, the one thing that happens in Diwali is that we do prayers together. And that's the best way I feel. All families do this, and here is a bit for you.
We're talking about 33 instruments. So,
actually, it's 45.
45? Oh, apologies there. 45, oh my God. The sound of it is intimidating. But tell us a little bit about, you know, the variety that you bring to the table. Flute, harmonica, keyboard, what not. We saw a little bit of a teaser already. How do you master it all with such ease?
So I've been a music lover and an ardent fan of various instruments since I was a very young kid, since I was about 4 years old. And I just had a deal with my father at that time that every birthday he would gift me a new musical instrument. My first instrument was the harmonica. And slowly, we kind of, I kept getting new instruments. And by the time I was 18, I went and did a bachelor's of music at Monash University in Australia. And I picked up many more instruments over there while I was studying. So I just love getting my hands on new instruments and then, putting myself in the deep end to try and figure out. Now, since I have got this, like a buyer's guilt, like, you've gone ahead and then you purchased something expensive and such a beautiful instrument that you really want to play. Now get behind it and start playing it. So it really gives me a lot of satisfaction when I'm able to kind of, in a short span of time, play these instruments and then entertain my audiences.
Can I ask you a fun question then, a fun follow-up? Which one of these has surprised you the most when you first tried it, and why?
So I, initially when I started doing these instruments and getting these instruments, I was able to play them rather quickly. So I got very confident. I was like, now I can pick up anything and I'll be able to play it. And this is when I was, I think, about 7 years old or 8 years old. I picked up the flute, and the flute just didn't happen. I would play the flute. I would have the flute like this. My father bought it, and I would blow into it, and I would not get a sound. I would blow somewhere else. I would not get a sound. It just took me about 3 months to get just a sound, but I just didn't leave it. And now flute is one of my main instruments as well. But, in advanced stages, all of these instruments are extremely complicated. But certain instruments you kind of get a hang of slightly earlier. Like a keyboard, a piano is an easier instrument to kind of get into rather than a guitar, because your fingers get cut and stuff like that. Wind instruments are a totally different ballgame altogether.
You've shown us the flute already. You've spoken of your favorite dhuns. So let's hear it. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Raghav, your music, there's so much variety to it. Blends Indian classical with pop, with jazz, Bollywood, devotional songs. Great time to talk about that. How do you decide which style to lean into when you're creating a new song, typically?
Totally depends from the mood that I am in, to be very honest, and the requirement of the audience at that time. So what I'm doing on Insta largely is that we have a huge amount of instruments that are there that need to be showcased. Now, what instrument is going to sound good on what track becomes very crucial. Sometimes like a sitar can't necessarily sound good in an English track, or vice versa. So the beauty is that because there is a huge plethora of instruments that I have, I can kind of present the same song or the same melody in 45 different ways. And every time it will sound very different, because the instrument in itself that I'm playing it on has its own lineage of, giving the kind of vibrations that it does.
And since we're talking Diwali, your music often carries a festive and upbeat vibe as well.
Right.
Does your Diwali celebration inspire your music in any way? Have you had that happen?
Diwali is, of course, one of the most amazing times of the year for us, for Indians worldwide. And I want to create as much as positive vibrations as possible. So we do a lot of devotional content during Diwali. Om Jai Jagdish Hare, different aartis and stuff like that, and different instruments along with singing. But having said that, I also like to keep it more for the youth. I want to give something to the youth as well. So I keep doing songs which are on the C-board, which is the electronic keyboard, which people really enjoy seeing me play. The wind instrument on the iPhone. So a lot of tech. I like using a lot of technology behind my music.
Raghav, I also want to understand your Diwali tradition that's typically followed at home. Is it a lot of jamming music? What are these days, normally in your family? These 4-5 days?
Yeah, we actually have a lot of friends who are musicians who, and there are parties happening at everybody's house. So the similar kind of an industry people meet every time, and that becomes very interesting because every time you're meeting the same bunch of people and who are phenomenally talented musicians, all of them, each and every one of them, and we are all carrying our instruments to everybody's parties. So eventually, whenever there are somebody's playing cards, somebody's just chatting and stuff like that, and more often than not, it turns out into a jam session.
And who's your jamming buddy, if I can put it that way, if I can ask?
Oh,
Is there someone
tons.
you're regularly jamming with?
We have tons of friends. So where there's just this mutual admiration towards the entire industry rather than. Recently, I was at Shankar's place for Ganpati, and he does this amazing musical seva. He calls it musical seva, where everybody comes with their instruments and performs over there. And those are the kind of gatherings that I absolutely love being a part of, because you're meeting the top-notch musicians of the country at one place and then jamming with them.
Speaking of which, you work with prominent music directors, A.R. Rahman, Vishal Shekhar, Shankar Ehsaan Loy, Anu Malik, Preetham, the list goes on and on. Give us your favorite. I'm going to put you in a spot there, but if you have a favorite or if you were to sequence it in any particular order.
Actually, I love learning, and I'm a very keen learner, and I love being in places where I'm able to, learn from the seniors. Rahman sir, of course, he's such a genius that just being in the aura where he's there around, and how he conducts the entire band and conducts the his entire presence in the band is very, very inspiring. Same with Shankar, same with Vishal, Shekhar. They're all very dear friends, and I really look up to them. And I can't pick a favorite. It's it depends on the mood, depends on the instrument, depends on what they want me to do, and just very grateful that they want me in their concerts, in their performances, as well as their recordings.
Okay. Going back to Diwali, do you have a playlist? Do we have a playlist there that you typically go back to? Possibly hear it from you as well, one of your Diwali favorites for our viewers?
Not really.
And you're a little bit under the weather, so we're letting you go, but otherwise we would have definitely made you sing for our viewers.
I would have sung next time. It's already in check.
Okay. So
For the playlist, I actually hardly get any time to actually listen to music because I'm creating music most of the time. And the amount of reels you must be seeing on my channel, it just takes a huge toll for us, the entire team. I have a phenomenal team who works with me. We are at it, just constantly creating. So there are no holidays for us. There are no work days for us also, because we are actually enjoying ourselves thoroughly while working and while holidaying. So even when I'm doing concerts and stuff like that, when I'm traveling for performances, I'm trying to now collaborate with a lot of musicians and stuff like that and create different original songs, as well as, of course, entertain the audiences with songs that they love.
Speaking of originality, one song that you've created that's going to stay with you for a long time. Do you have anything on top of your mind? And ekad line to I think you can give us.
Do we have a guitar here? I think we'll have to get a guitar. It's in the studio upstairs. Just get it. So, I think one of the songs that I really enjoyed which was done in my album in 2007 called Dil Hai Ye Dil. That song kind of sticks with me. We've been doing this for a long period of time now. I've been there in the industry for over 25 years now. So, there are so many songs that have released over the years, but I think I have a very soft corner towards this one. The guitar is coming.
Okay. We'll get back to that in just a bit. Originality is that, so we're still waiting for that. You've teased it a little bit. Okay, great.
It's coming.
Okay, my throat's really bad, so I'm just going to sing a couple of lines. Well, I get the feeling that I'm gonna be alone, and my heart's beating in a single drum. Have a look at my throat, it's pathetic. Avoidable.
We're liking it still.
Then let me do something slightly lower.
Yeah.
Oh God. we'll have to tune this as well. दिल में मेरे ख्वाब तेरे तस्वीरें जैसे हों दीवार पे तुझ पे फिदा मैं क्यों हुआ आता है गुस्सा मुझे प्यार पे मैं लुट गया मान के दिल का कहा मैं कहीं का ना रहा क्या कहूँ मैं दिलरुबा बुरा ये जादू तेरी आंखों का ये मेरा कातिल हो गया गुलाबी आंखें जो तेरी देखी शराबी ये दिल हो गया. You got me to sing.
Wow, lovely. Everyone knows the song, so well done. Good job. Everybody's possibly moving their feet to this. Okay, lovely. Raghav, yeah, so I was coming to this. In fact, I was going to ask you to sing this song in itself because this is, I think, one of your songs which is done so well. Is there anything else that's broken the internet that's done particularly really well for you?
There are tons of them on.
Because we're monitoring your journey online as well, and it's taken off in so many ways and so beautifully.
Thank you so much. One of the songs that has always done well for me is this one.
I was almost going to sing along and then I would have had to apologize to our audience. So thank you. Thank you so much, Raghav. It was wonderful having you on board. A very, very happy Diwali to you and your family.
Thank you so much. Happy Diwali to everybody. Stay blessed. Cheers. Thank you.
Okay, all right. On that note, let's shift our attention to how else Diwali is being celebrated. Vocal for local has been Prime Minister Modi's mantra ever since he took charge in 2014. Now, amid the growing global uncertainties, the Prime Minister has given a clarion call to buy Swadeshi this festive season, and the people have responded with a resounding yes. Let's take a look how.
We are in Chandni Chowk, situated in the heart of Old Delhi, where tradition meets trade. Well, this time the Diwali is extra special because the GST has kicked in right before the festive season. That means that in addition to the buyers who are already excited for buying goods because the prices have dropped down, the traders are now eyeing for a record-breaking sale. What is the mood of Chandni Chowk and what is the mood of country? Let's find out.
Chandni Chowk, steeped in history and in the heart of the capital, a market which captures the essence of Purani Delhi and new trends like nothing else. Amid the hustle and bustle of frantic Diwali shopping, one message reverberates loud and clear. This Diwali shopping is Swadeshi wali.
पहले से बहुत चेंज है पहले से तो कस्टमर था ना कि भाई जो भी है दे दो. अब पूछता है कि आपका से इंडियन लाइट है क्या नहीं है. हम कहते हैं है तो लेते हैं, नहीं है तो पहले से रेट में फ़र्क है. पहले से मतलब कि काफ़ी फ़र्क है रेट में. मतलब
प्राइसेस को अगर ले कंपेयर करें तो जैसे चाइनीज़ आइटम है और स्वदेशी आइटम है, मोस्टली लोग जो है पहले चाइनीज़ आइटम के लिए जाते थे, अब स्वदेशी आइटम्स के लिए आ रहे हैं. प्राइसेस को लेके क्या है, कैसे है और क्या लोग अभी भी ऑप्ट कर रहे हैं स्वदेशी आइटम्स को लेकर?
नहीं, अब प्राइस हमारा कम है, चाइनीज़ से बहुत कम है. अपना चाइनीज़ आइटम महंगी है और ये इंडियन थोड़ी सस्ती है. अब लोग ज़्यादा इसी पे ध्यान दे रहे हैं अपने इंडियन आइटम पे.
The message from Chandni Chowk is clear. Prime Minister's emotive appeal has clearly struck a chord, and people are shopping for Swadeshi goods with pride and purpose. Estimates from one of India's largest trade bodies, Bharatiya Udyog Vyapar Mandal, suggest that this festive season could see trade worth 7.5 lakh crore rupees. And for India's artisans, small traders, SMEs and MSMEs, this Diwali is truly turning out to be a delightful one.
From GST cuts to Swadeshi stalls, Chandni Chowk is no more just a market. It's actually a mirror showing India's growing festive economy. On one side, we have buyers who are really excited about buying products and opting for Swadeshi items. At the same time, the traders are also pushing hard for vocal for local. On a whole, one thing is for sure, that the environment is filled with optimism.
Nominees for the award this year are just simply brilliant. I think it's an assembly line of brilliance.
Incredible. I'm in awe, I'm inspired, and I honestly don't know who to choose.
We had a really tough time to decide. Indians are making it on the global stage, and I believe that whatever happens happens for the best.
We're going to have a really tough time ahead of us to really pick winners.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
So with just 24 hours left to file nominations for Phase 1 of Bihar Assembly elections, the BJP has surged ahead, releasing its third and final list of 18 candidates, including singer Maithili Thakur from Alinagar and former IPS officer Anand Mishra from Buxar. Meanwhile, the Mahagathbandhan alliance remains in disarray, with Congress fielding 11 candidates without a formal seat-sharing deal. At least 2 names on the Congress list for Rajapakar and Bachwara seats reportedly clashed with candidates declared by CPIML, which is in alliance with the opposition in Bihar. However, Home Minister Amit Shah is set for a 3-day visit from October 16th, where he'll address nomination rallies and strategize with BJP leaders. Meanwhile, tensions flared within Congress as workers clashed at the Patna airport, accusing the state chief of being a ticket chore.
बिहार की एनडीए सरकार ने हाल में जो महिला रोजगार योजना शुरू की है, उससे बहनें बहुत खुश हैं। बिहार की 1 करोड़ 20 लाख बहनों के खाते में हर एक बहन को 10,000 रुपए भेजे जा चुके हैं। आप इन बहनों से मिलिए, आप इन बहनों को ये जरूर बताइए कि ये पैसा सिर्फ एक बार की मदद नहीं है, ये नया रोजगार करने का प्रोत्साहन है और अब ये पैसों के मालिक वही है। आप उन्हें बताइए कि इस पैसे से वो जो काम शुरू करेगी उसे आगे बढ़ाने के लिए और उस काम को देख करके हम और भी मदद करने वाले हैं।
लगातार 2 बार से राघोपुर की जनता जो है हम पर भरोसा की है और जनता जो है मालिक है, और ये तीसरी बार जो है हमने नामांकन जो है राघोपुर से किया है। बेरोजगारी को जड़ से हमको मिटाना है, बिहार को आगे ले जाना है। लोग त्रस्त हो चुके हैं भ्रष्टाचार से, अपराध से। अब बिहार जो है अपराध मुक्त, भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त प्रदेश बनना चाहता है।
देखिए, महागठबंधन में शामिल दलों के बीच हो गई है गहरी यारी। अब राज तिलक की हो रही है तैयारी। बनेंगे मुख्यमंत्री तेजस्वी भाई। यही है पढ़ाई, कमाई, दवाई, सिंचाई, सुनवाई, कार्रवाई देने वाली सरकार के लिए तेजस्वी जी की लड़ाई। ये सब जो बातें हो रही है, कहीं कोई महागठबंधन में किसी भी दल ने ये नहीं कहा है कि नहीं हुई है। सबके बीच में सौहार्दपूर्ण तरीके से सम्मानपूर्वक सीटों का समझौता हो चुका है।
दिल्ली जा रही है एनडीए जो कुछ भी अभी तय कर रहा है उसके संबंध में विमर्श का कुछ मुद्दा बाकी है। इसी विषय पर बात करने के लिए दिल्ली जा रहे हैं और सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा इस उम्मीद के साथ, इस विश्वास के साथ जा रहे हैं।
Is Nitish Kumar's rupees 10 lakh woman scheme a game changer? In several Bihar villages, women voters offer a mixed verdict. Some use the government assistance to buy cows, goats or sewing machines to start tailoring shops. Others stocked essentials for small kirana stores. While a few express gratitude, many say Nitish Kumar's promises haven't gone beyond cash transfers. Madhuparna Das brings you this ground report from Bihar. Have a look.
Our dignity and our choice. With little support and trust, we seek our right. This is the chorus from the women voters in Bihar. We are standing in Bihar's Bakhtiarpur, where the current cash transfer scheme has reached many of them. But the question on ground, are these women still Nitish Kumar's constituency? Is the money changing lives or it's just making headlines? अनिता दीदी, आपको पैसा मिला है अभी तक?
हाँ।
कितना
के लिए 10,000।
कितना पैसा मिला है? 10,000। और कब मिला?
हो गया 2-4 दिन।
10,000 मिला है। और इस पैसे से आपने अभी तक क्या किया और क्या करने का सोच रहे हैं?
रोजगार करते हैं, दुकान खोले।
आपको मिला है पैसा?
नहीं मिला है।
आपको अभी तक पैसा?
All right, we return with more from the world of cricket. The West Indies head coach Darren Sammy invited India's head coach over to talk to the boys after the test series, and what unfolded was a pure masterclass. We leave you with this lovely excerpt, this interaction between the two sides, and we'll see you tomorrow at 8. Bye-bye.
Gautam is here coaching an elite team. I just wanted him to come and share some of his experiences, some of the things that he's been able to do that brings that type of success. And sometimes you just need to hear another voice. So, Gautam, I appreciate you for doing
Thank
that. The floor is yours.
Guys, first of all, thank you for having me over. Thank you for inviting me as well, and most importantly, I think thank you for touring us. I think it's always a privilege to play West Indies, whether it's at home, whether it's away. I think, for me, I think the most important thing, I was telling Darren this as well, that the way you guys carry yourself on and off the field as well. I think it's a great learning, the way you guys carry yourself off the field. Your humility, your humbleness is something which my team and a lot of teams across the globe has to learn from. I think being absolutely ruthless on the field, but away off the field, I think you guys are great role models. I think for me, I think international cricket, when I talk about international cricket, see, many teams play because they love the game, and there are very few teams who has someone like a West Indies who has a purpose to play this game. And when you have a purpose is always more important than love. And the purpose, when I look at you guys, I feel that you guys can inspire the next generation of West Indies cricket. I think the way you played in the second innings of this test match is probably the template which actually can take West Indies cricket forward. The way you guys fought from number 1 to number 11. And for me, I think in a team sport, I think the most important thing is that every contribution needs to be appreciated. It's very easy sometimes to talk about hundreds, fifers, and for them, guys who are scoring 100 and taking fifers, they don't need support from the coaches or the support staff. I think it's the small contribution that makes a team, not the big contributions. Big contributions only make headlines. And if you want to be a really good team, I think that is something which is going to be important, where that is what we are trying to do in our dressing room as well, trying to give enough appreciation to small contributions. A prime example, someone like a Jaden batting what, 70 odd balls, or for example Anderson playing 100 balls in the first inning. Those are massive contributions, massive contributions, and that should reflect on the entire group as well. People might not notice this because you don't play for the outside world, you play for what this dressing room stands for. I think the only opinions that should matter is what people think in this dressing room. And for me, I think that is something which we are trying to do, and I'm sure with you guys, Darren's going to do the same thing as well. And that is what team sport is all about. I know it's easy for me to stand here and talk about the performances, but I think your second inning should be the template going forward as well. And you've got such a great purpose, guys, to play, to inspire the next generation. A lot of times, a lot of teams keep looking for the purpose and they don't end up getting one. But you guys have it. With the amount of difficulties you have back home, we all know that the kind of challenges you guys face, despite of that, having a smile on your face, working, playing for the country, trying to inspire next generation is something which is probably for me, it's the most important thing in West Indian cricket. And lastly, guys, I want to say one thing, and that is something which I've always believed in. You might feel that I'm saying it just for the heck of it, but this comes straight from the heart. West Indian cricket doesn't need world cricket. World cricket needs West Indian cricket. Remember that. World cricket needs West Indian cricket. And a good, solid test team, test nation is a solid cricketing nation. It's not the other way around. So when you wear that jersey, remember, I think you've got the opportunity to do something special, which not a lot of players who play in T20 format has. Thank you for having me again. Good luck, and I'm sure you guys will do fabulously well for yourself, for the team, and for most importantly for the dressing room and the country back home. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you guys, all the very best. Thank you.
Icons inspire, but the invincible define an era. Witness the unveiling of India's invincible icons on a stage that crowns greatness. CNN News 18 India of the Year 2025 coming soon. This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
So with just 24 hours left to file nominations for Phase 1 of Bihar Assembly elections, the BJP has surged ahead, releasing its third and final list of 18 candidates, including singer Maithili Thakur from Alinagar and former IPS officer Anand Mishra from Buxar. Meanwhile, the Mahagathbandhan alliance remains in disarray, with Congress fielding 11 candidates without a formal seat-sharing deal. At least 2 names on the Congress list for Rajapakar and Bachwara seats reportedly clashed with candidates declared by CPIML, which is in alliance with the opposition in Bihar. However, Home Minister Amit Shah is set for a 3-day visit from October 16th, where he'll address nomination rallies and strategize with BJP leaders. Meanwhile, tensions flared within Congress as workers clashed at the Patna airport, accusing the state chief of being a ticket chore.
बिहार की एनडीए सरकार ने हाल में जो महिला रोजगार योजना शुरू की है, उससे बहनें बहुत खुश हैं। बिहार की 1 करोड़ 20 लाख बहनों के खाते में हर एक बहन को 10,000 रुपए भेजे जा चुके हैं। आप इन बहनों से मिलिए, आप इन बहनों को ये जरूर बताइए कि ये पैसा सिर्फ एक बार की मदद नहीं है, ये नया रोजगार करने का प्रोत्साहन है और अब ये पैसों के मालिक वही है। आप उन्हें बताइए कि इस पैसे से वो जो काम शुरू करेगी उसे आगे बढ़ाने के लिए और उस काम को देख करके हम और भी मदद करने वाले हैं।
लगातार 2 बार से राघवपुर की जनता जो है यहाँ पर भरोसा की है और जनता जो है मालिक है। और ये तीसरी बार जो है हमने नामांकन जो है राघोपुर से की है। बेरोजगारी को जड़ से हमको मिटाना है, बिहार को आगे ले जाना है। लोग त्रस्त हो चुके हैं भ्रष्टाचार से, अपराध से। अब बिहार जो है अपराध मुक्त, भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त प्रदेश बनना चाहता है।
देखिए, महागठबंधन में शामिल दलों के बीच हो गई है गहरी यारी। अब राज तिलक की हो रही है तैयारी। बनेंगे मुख्यमंत्री तेजस्वी भाई। यही है पढ़ाई, कमाई, दवाई, सिंचाई, सुनवाई, कार्रवाई देने वाली सरकार के लिए तेजस्वी जी की लड़ाई। ये सब जो बातें हो रही है, कहीं कोई महागठबंधन में किसी भी दल ने ये नहीं कहा है कि नहीं हुई है। सबके बीच में सौहार्दपूर्ण तरीके से सम्मानपूर्वक सीटों का समझौता हो चुका है।
दिल्ली जा रही है एनडीए जो कुछ भी अभी तय कर रहा है उसके संबंध में विमर्श का कुछ मुद्दा बाकी है। इसी विषय पर बात करने के लिए दिल्ली जा रहे हैं और सब कुछ ठीक हो जाएगा, इस उम्मीद के साथ, इस विश्वास के साथ जा रहे हैं।
Is Nitish Kumar's rupees 10 lakh woman scheme a game changer? In several Bihar villages, women voters offer a mixed verdict. Some use the government assistance to buy cows, goats or sewing machines to start tailoring shops. Others stocked essentials for small kirana stores. While a few express gratitude, many say Nitish Kumar's promises haven't gone beyond cash transfers. Madhuparna Das brings you this ground report from Bihar. Have a look.
Our dignity and our choice. With little support and trust, we seek our right. This is the chorus from the women voters in Bihar. We are standing in Bihar's Bakhtiarpur, where the current cash transfer scheme has reached many of them. But the question on ground, are these women still Nitish Kumar's constituency? Is the money changing lives or it's just making headlines? अनिता दीदी, आपको पैसा मिला है अभी तक?
हाँ।
कितना
के लिए 10,000।
कितना पैसा मिला है? 10,000। और कब मिला?
हो गया 2-4 दिन।
10,000 मिला है। और इस पैसे से आपने अभी तक क्या किया और क्या करने का सोच रहे हैं?
रोजगार करते हैं, दुकान खोले।
आपको मिला है पैसा?
नहीं मिला है।
आपको अभी?
Good morning and a warm welcome. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Griha Atul. Let's begin with the headlines. Top court allows sale and bursting of green crackers in Delhi and adjoining NCR region from October 18 to 21st, but with riders. BJP announces third list of candidates even as Mahagathbandhan yet to even announce seat sharing deal with 24 hours to go for the deadline to file nominations for the first phase of elections in Bihar. Two tragic suicides rock Haryana in a week. Police registers an FIR based on the Sandeep Later family complaint. The FIR names 4 individuals, including the